Barcelona's transfer plans are taking shape, and the numbers involved are huge. A 70 to 80 million euros defender, a teenage midfield prodigy valued above 50 million euros, and a desperate plea from Hansi Flick himself. In today's video we break down why Alessandro Bastoni has become Barcelona's #1 centre-back target, how the club's financial situation could make or break the deal, and why Joao Cancelo has been ruled out completely. We'll also discuss the rising interest in AZ Alkmaar wonderkid Kees Smit, Real Madrid's involvement, and Flick's urgent call for defensive reinforcements following Andreas Christensen's injury. With financial fair play restrictions, contract talks at Inter Milan, and Barcelona prioritizing a left-footed, ball-playing centre-back this summer, and even January, could define the club's future. Make sure you watch until the end for all the latest Barcelona transfer updates, confirmed reports, and what Hansi Flick really needs before the window closes. Barcelona key target likely to cost 70 to 80 million euros, in contract talks with current club. One of the main objectives for FC Barcelona in the summer transfer window later this year is to strengthen the centre-back position. The Blaugrana are particularly looking for a left-footed centre-back with good ball-playing abilities to fill the void left by Íñigo Martínez's departure last summer. Alessandro Bastoni of Inter Milan, to that end, has been identified as the key target, the chosen one by the reigning La Liga champions. Barcelona firmly in race for Bastoni. Building on that, journalist Mateo Moretto via Radio Marca reports that Barcelona have truly entered the race for Bastoni for the summer transfer window. The Italian international is considered one of the best players in his position in Europe and is a highly sought-after defender. And Barca would very much like to bring him in before next season. However, Moretto also pointed out that there are no negotiations between Barcelona and Inter at this point, and everything will depend on the club's financial situation when the summer window comes around. The report further states that Bastoni's price tag is expected to be in the range of 70 to 80 million euros, and that the centre-back is already negotiating a new contract with Inter Milan, a club he identifies with strongly. So, any move on Barcelona's part will not be easy to pull off, and much will hinge on the shape the club's finances are in and whether they are back to the 1:1 financial fair play rule or not. Meanwhile, other, more affordable targets such as Nico Schlotterbeck are also being tracked by Hansi Flick's side. Barcelona-linked teen midfielder expected to command a 50 million euro plus fee report. FC Barcelona have laid out clear objectives for the summer transfer window, with their priorities being a new centre-back and a striker, with a left-winger also on the agenda if there is room. However, the Catalans remain alert to any other opportunities and exciting talent that could emerge on the market later on in the year. One such player who is on their radar happens to be AZ Alkmaar's teenage midfielder Kees Smit. Indeed, Barcelona have been tracking the Dutch starlet for some time now and have scouted him on occasions as well. Kees Smit to cost more than 50 million euros. However, according to journalist Mateo Moretto on Marca, signing Smit will be a costly affair in the summer as he is expected to command a significant fee in excess of 50 million euros. Apart from Barcelona, Real Madrid are also interested in the 19-year-old midfielder and have him very high on their wishlist for the summer. Moreover, Atletico Madrid and several clubs in the Premier League are also keeping an eye on the young Dutch prodigy. As mentioned previously, a new midfielder is not an immediate priority for Barcelona in their current plans for the summer. But signing a special talent like Smit could be an opportunity that is too good to turn down for the La Liga champions. The youngster, for his part, has already gone on record about how he is a fan of Barcelona and follows the team closely. So, in case of a transfer battle, the Blaugrana may have an edge over their rivals. Hansi Flick makes desperate Barcelona transfer plea. The Catalans' defensive options are thin after Andreas Christensen's injury. Barcelona boss Hansi Flick revealed he would like to bring in a defensive reinforcement in January, but the German is also acutely aware of the difficulties the club might encounter. Although Barcelona haven't lost a single domestic match since late October, the depth of the team's backline has become a concern in recent weeks. Ahead of the Barca's 2026 season debut in the Catalan Derby, Flick didn't shy away from outlining the club's priorities during the January transfer window. "I think we are not ready at the moment," Flick bluntly admitted. "But I think when you see the last line, the last position with the fullbacks and the center-backs, I think maybe we need one more player. But at the end we have to discuss it, and it's not easy in the winter market to get a player on this level. So we have to see. I have the confidence, I believe that we are able to do something, but it has to make sense to do this transfer." Andreas Christensen partially tore his ACL in mid-December, leaving Barcelona with just two natural center-backs heading into their final game of the year. The club's dicey economic situation forces them to navigate the transfer market handcuffed, but they'll continue to assess potential opportunities that may arise. Hansi Flick, Ronald Araujo's return to the pitch is up to him. The good news for Barcelona is Ronald Araujo returned to the fold after missing over a month of action. The club previously granted him a leave of absence to deal with personal matters in the aftermath of his red card versus Chelsea. The Uruguayan centre-back participated in training sessions this week, but Flick wants to make sure he's fully ready before he returns to game action. It's really up to him, Araujo, Flick said regarding the Uruguayan's potential return to the pitch. He's good now, physically maybe not 100%, but he's good in a good way. He has to decide how fast he goes, so for me it's clear. But he came back and he explained it also to the team, and what I can see and feel is that the support from his teammates is fantastic. So, he's back and he's also very important for us. He'll get his time he needs and this is what we can do, but he's in a really good way. It can't be overstated how important Araujo's return is for Barcelona following Christensen's injury. Although his recent struggles are well documented, Araujo remains a crucial leader in Barcelona's dressing room, and if he can return to form, he could play a significant role in the second half of the season. Barcelona rule out move for 31-year-old star, Priorit's centre-back signing in January. According to Carlos Montfort of Sport, Barcelona have all but ruled out a move for Joao Cancelo in January, with the search for a centre-back now considered the priority. Barcelona explored the option after learning, through Jorge Mendes, that the player has no intention of continuing at Al Hilal and that his priority is to return to Europe. Salary concerns, no consensus. However, the main obstacle remains the high salary the 31-year-old Portuguese fullback earns in Saudi Arabia, a figure that is well beyond the club's current financial capacity. Cancelo earns around €15 million net per season, a salary that Barcelona cannot afford. Even if his club were to cover a significant part of his wages, the deal would still be extremely complex, as the portion Barca would need to pay would remain very high. At the meeting between Cancelo's agent and Joan Laporta earlier this week, Cancelo's situation was discussed informally. The conclusion was that there is no total consensus within the club about the suitability of the move. Centre-back a priority. Moreover, Barcelona are clear that the main priority in the transfer market is to strengthen the central defense. The Blaugrana Sporting management is working with a very defined profile in mind. A centre-back, preferably left-footed, with good ball-playing ability, strong in the air and considered a reliable option rather than a risky signing. Hansi Flick was clear in his press conference when he stated that he wants a dependable defender, aware that such a player would be expected to play from the outset. So, it will be interesting to see who Barcelona decide to go after in the coming weeks to strengthen their backline. As for Cancelo, a move back to another of his former club, Inter Milan, seems the likeliest outcome. So there you have it. Barcelona are facing one of their most complicated transfer windows in years. Batoni remains the dream signing, but at 70 to 80 million euros and with Inter pushing a new contract, the deal looks extremely difficult unless Barca return to the 1:1 financial fair play rule. At the same time, the club is keeping an eye on elite young talent like Kees Smit, even though midfield is not an immediate priority. And with Joao Cancelo officially ruled out, all focus is now on securing a reliable ready-made centre-back. Exactly what Hansi Flick has been asking for. The big question remains. Can Barcelona fix their defense without breaking their finances? Will Flick get the player he desperately needs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Should Barca go all in for Batoni or look for a cheaper alternative? Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on notifications for daily Barcelona transfer news, breaking updates and exclusive analysis. Visca Barça!